We are recording live here from my studio office. My name is Franco, and this is Checked Out
Reviews,
where I review
media,
that I'm checking out from my public library in Laredo, Texas. Laredo, Texas has 5 public libraries. Each of them has a different set of video games that you can check out. Although I can check out any game from any library, I can only check out one game at a time, and I can only hold that game for 1 week or so. So, I am a busy adult with a busy schedule, and I am going to be trying to review as many video games as possible, mostly because I love video games and I like to talk about them. And I feel like with so many great games coming out, I'm the kind of person who loves to sit and try and complete a game all the way through. I am a completionist at heart, but there's too many games for me to completion to there are too many games for me to try and be a completionist for nowadays, and video games are getting longer. So I think 1 week is perfect for me to try and beat and review a game before being forced to move on to something else. It's going to be episode 1 of Checked Out
reviews,
and I am going to be reviewing Horizon Forbidden West for the PlayStation 4. Now, I did capture both screenshots and footage from my playthrough of the game in January, but I only have the screenshots available, unfortunately. As I become more familiar with the technology that I'm working with and with what kinds of recording software I'm going to be using for this series, hopefully I'll be getting some more video footage, but for now all I have is screenshots, so I'm just going to be talking over the screenshots as I review the game. I have about 7 or 8 questions that I'm going to be using to review every single game, and we'll see how long it takes me to get through them, and then maybe I'll also wrap up with thoughts about the next game that I'm going to review. So my first question is, did I like it? Why or why not? I did like Horizon Forbidden West. I think I liked it more than the first Horizon Zero Dawn game. It really was just a continuation of the storyline and the mechanics from the first game. I did feel that if you didn't play the first game, there were some things that would have been confusing for somebody jumping in. But other than that, the great thing about this game was that it improved on the graphics, it improved on the gameplay. There were just as many machines and enemies to take down, and there was just, I think the world overall was bigger as well. I did complete Horizon Zero Dawn all the way through, including its DLC, and I did that in anticipation of being able to review Horizon Forbidden West at the beginning of this year. I wanted to play Forbidden West on the PlayStation 5, which is what I natively played it on, but I'm not sure if there was a difference between the PS4 and the PS5 version, like upgrade-wise. I will talk about the DLC at the end of this, since Horizon Forbidden West did have DLC, but I don't know if there were any things about Horizon Forbidden West that I didn't like. There were some elements that I didn't feel like I had enough time to fully delve into, such as the minigame Strike, or some of the challenges, such as the racing games. Those were fun, but I didn't really get into the game so that I could play mini games. I really just wanted to be able to get that coveted platinum trophy within a week. Would I recommend it is the second question. I would recommend it, but only for people who've played Horizon Zero Dawn or who really, just want to fight giant robots. Maybe you don't really care about playing the first game and you just want to jump straight to the sequel. I would think most people who have access to Horizon Forbidden West could also get access to Horizon Zero Dawn and play it that way. They're both available on the PS4, and I'm pretty sure that you can find a copy of Horizon Zero Dawn pretty easily now that Horizon Forbidden West has been out for about a year as well. So I would recommend it to people who love action-adventure. If you are a fan of other puzzling 3D games like Uncharted or Tomb Raider, or just people who enjoy a good sci-fi, it was a fun experience. My third question was, how difficult was it? I played the game through on normal difficulty mostly. There were a few times when I changed the challenge down to very easy or to story difficulty to complete some of the trophies, the hunting grounds, and I think I changed it to story for the final boss trophy. And I used to be the kind of person that would feel guilty about that, and I would say, no, you have to play the game the way that it was intended to be played. But as I have been saying, I have a busy schedule, and I really just wanted to be able to enjoy myself a little bit more. So I don't really mind that I played the story. I played the game on story difficulty. It was not super challenging. There are games that I'm going to be reviewing even later this year that were more challenging, especially with the ability to change that setting for difficulty whenever you want. Now, I did play Horizon Zero Dawn on very hard difficulty to get the trophy for completing the game on that level in New Game Plus. And Horizon Forbidden West has that same achievement on PlayStation. You can play on New Game Plus very very difficulty, where you can't change the difficulty and enemies will basically always be able to find you and you can not avoid being hit. It is a challenge. It was challenging on Zero Dawn. It was going to be challenging on Forbidden West, I'm sure. Maybe someday I'll go back and take the time to New Game Plus that so I can get that last achievement. But I didn't need it for the platinum, so I didn't try and get it. And I don't feel bad about that. How many hours could I still sink into it? Is the fourth question. I played the game for about 50 hours. I think it was just over 50 or just under 50, like 48, 49 hours. I really enjoyed it. I think I put in about 120 hours into Horizon Zero Dawn, just getting all of the side quests, all of the additional armors and weapons, and upgrading them all the way through. I didn't do that with Horizon Forbidden West because of the nature of playing the game for a review in 1 week. And I feel like if I had the time, if I really wanted to, I could sink another 50 or 60 hours into the game. And maybe I will. Maybe at some point a DLC I will try again to complete the rest of the things I didn't get. Or even play again on New Game Plus so that I can experience the whole thing all over again. I did enjoy it that much that I would want to. The fifth question is, do I have similar recommendations? I do. I had already started to talk about how the game feels similar to something like Tomb Raider or Uncharted, where you're going through these dungeons and doing, if not quick time events, then events that require you to think across different areas and platforms as you move from place to place and plug things in, take them out, and push things around so that you can solve puzzles. Other than those two franchises, maybe I would recommend something like The Legend of Zelda. I feel like Horizon Zero Dawn franchise gets compared to Zelda a lot, especially Breath of the Wild, which is, I think, in my experience, having played both of those games, kind of fair. It is a lot of platforming, it is a lot of action, there's a lot of take this bow and shoot it. It is a fair comparison. I think they are very different genres. Zelda's a lot more adventure-based, and Horizon Zero Dawn is actually a lot more story-driven. There's a lot of characters, there's a lot to enjoy about the world and setting that Zelda asks you to fill in the blanks for, which is fine. I can't say enough good things about Zelda, and we will be reviewing at least one Zelda game this year. So if you enjoyed Breath of the Wild, you probably enjoy Horizon Zero Dawn Forbidden West as well. People were saying that this game is similar to Elden Ring, which also came out around the same time last year, early 2022. I feel like that's not a fair comparison to either game. Horizon Forbidden West has a lot of characterization and world building that Elden Ring asks you to experience through its item descriptions and its unspoken lore. And I loved Elden Ring. I put like at least 100 hours into it, if not 200 hours into it. I'm not going to be reviewing it for this series, and I don't really want to make a huge comparison to Horizon Forbidden West, but the comparison is there, and maybe at some point down the line, depending on how their DLC ends up stacking up against each other, we'll have a better comparison. But I think for now, Horizon Forbidden West is still an excellent game, even if it's not Elden Ring. The sixth question is, did I beat it? And the answer is yes, I did beat Horizon Forbidden West. Like I said, I did have to turn the difficulty down to story to beat the final boss, just because it kept on throwing me across the room, and I got too frustrated to beat it normally. But I did beat the game. I did get the platinum trophy for completing all the other achievements. I wasn't sure I was going to be able to. I got it like the last night that I had the game at the very last minute, but I did it. And yeah. The seventh question and final question is, did I complete it? How are those two questions different? The answer is that although I did beat the game, I didn't get all of the completion. Like I said, there were still machine strike parts that I could have gotten. There were still weapons that I could upgrade. I didn't get all of the achievements, such as the ones for New Game Plus that I didn't need for the Platinum Trophy. And I didn't get anything that didn't require extra input for the Platinum Trophy. Does that mean I didn't have fun? No, it just means I ran out of time. Mostly that's what that's going to come out down to. This is the first game that I'm reviewing this year, so I anticipate that this is going to happen quite a bit. That I'm going to really enjoy a game, want to continue to play it, but just not have the time to do it. So, yeah. I liked it, would recommend it. It did finish it, but couldn't quite, didn't have enough time to do more, to do everything. There you go. Okay, so join me next week when I review another game for the PlayStation 5. This time I'm going to be talking about Returnal, which gave me a much harder time than Horizon Forbidden West. If you are looking to check out games from your public library, remember to be respectful of other people's time and use, and be sure to support all of your public library's other events.